Today we begin topic 8 on depreciation. You see on your screen a transaction that we had in the first semester back in Accounting 1. You've had this kind of a transaction a number of times, and we will now expand on this type of transaction as we will see. First of all, let's take a look at what happened here. Ace Delivery Services are in business. On January 1, 2020, the company bought a delivery truck, brand new truck, valued at $65,000. They took out a loan for $55,000, put a down payment down in cash of $10,000, and it would be put into the ledger. Nothing new here. We see delivery truck. The asset is debited by $65,000, and we see cash is credited because that was a down payment. We spent $10,000 in cash. That's why it's credited. You also see a new account here that we'll come back to in a few minutes. But let's let that set for just a few minutes and look at what happens with the loan that we took out for a truck. We had to credit loans payable for $55,000. And we posted that, put the account numbers back into our journal, and that's as far as we went with Accounting 1. Now, the reality of this company is that their delivery truck, which was new on January 1st, over the years will decline in value. It will begin to wear out. This happens with any major asset. A small asset we don't consider. If we buy a new stapler for the office, we're not going to worry about that stapler wearing out. But a major asset worth a lot of money, we need to consider that the real fact is that value declines, and we need to find a way of handling that. This will be similar to topic 7 in that we will depend on generally accepted accounting principles, once again, GAAP, as we did in topic 7 when we had to come up with the value of the cost of goods sold. We had a number of methods that comply with GAAP practices. First in, first out, last in, first out, average cost. That, in a sense, was a way of determining the value of the cost of the goods that we sold. We had to have a method, and once again, the larger the business, the more complicated that would be to have an exact figure, so we needed a relatively consistent practice method of determining the value of our inventory. The same will happen with our assets in topic 8. Our major assets will be declining in value, and we need to find a generally accepted accounting principle that will allow us to have an acceptable way of showing the value declining over the years. When we do that, we need to consider 4 factors. We need to consider, first of all, the useful life of this asset. There are different ways we can do that. We can use our own experience. We can use experiences of similar businesses. There are professional publications. But we need to come up with an educated guess of the useful life of this asset. For our problem on this page, we will assume that the useful life of this delivery truck will be 10 years. So, between now and 10 years from now, it's going to decline in value. But that's the useful life, 10 years. At the end of the 10 years, we need to know, at least determine to the best of our ability, what the salvage value, or in this case with a truck, the trade-in value of this asset. And again, there are publications such as the Blue Book that determines the proper or average value of trucks and cars and those types of vehicles. There are other methods of making an educated guess, but we will assume for our purposes in this problem that the trade-in value at the end of 10 years will be $5,000. We hope it's worth something if we maintain it, change oil, and keep good care of that truck. It should be worth $5,000, we will assume, after 10 years. That's the trade-in value. That's item 2 we need. The third is the method of depreciation to be used, and there are a number of methods of depreciation. Some are a little bit more complicated, but we will start with one that's very simple. Probably the simplest method of depreciation is called straight line depreciation. In this method, we will be assuming that the value of the asset, in this case the truck, will decline by the exact same amount every single year. That's point 3. And point 4, we need to know the length of our business's accounting period. And we'll assume for the ACE delivery service, the accounting period is 1 month. So we need those 4 items, and then we can begin to work on what we or how we will handle the depreciation. So let's jump ahead now. Let's assume we are at the end of the accounting period. As we said, the accounting period for ACE delivery service is 1 month. So let's take a look at what happens at the end of that month. And our tab will show us here. We're going to skip all the other transactions, all the other journalizing and posting that we've done during the month of January, and look at specifically what we call the depreciation entry. And that's the one in the journal on January 31st. This is the one we want to look at. Once again, our accounting period is 1 month, useful life 10 years, salvage value after 10 years is $5,000. If we use a straight line method of depreciation, it's calculated very simply by taking the original cost back on January 1st. The original cost was $65,000. Subtract the estimated salvage value or trade-in value, we said is $5,000. We subtract that. The total depreciation is $60,000. So over 10 years, we're going to lose $60,000 in value of that delivery truck. Now, if we take that $60,000 and divide it by 10 years, that's how we calculate the annual depreciation using the straight line method. So 60,000 divided by 10 years means every single year, this truck will depreciate or decline in value by $6,000. And once again, because we have a monthly accounting period, we divide that 6,000 by 12. That means we will have $500 of depreciation per month. Every month, this truck will decline in value by $500. That's what we have to account for. So the entry is done on the journal. As you see, there's a new account, another expense account, and depreciation is a cost of doing business. Way back at the beginning of the year, we talked about how we define expenses. These are things we can't avoid. They simply are costs of doing business. Depreciation is one of them. So we have a new depreciation expense account for the delivery truck, and we debit $500. That's what we figured as the monthly depreciation amount. Then another new account is credited. This is a new kind of account. This is called accumulated depreciation for delivery truck, and it's credited. And that's what we want to look at now. Why it's credited and how this works. Remember how we figured the 500 with this little calculation for the straight line method. Now when we post this, let's first of all post the expense. We go to depreciation expense for delivery truck, and it will be dated January 1 or 31 because that's the end of the accounting period. Debit expenses are always debited, 500. This will be closed and we'll have a zero balance, just like all expenses. And once again, I keep telling you, and we'll come to this, there's a reason that we do this, that we close expenses. So eventually this will have a zero balance, this expense account, like all the other expense accounts. But we're not ready for that quite yet. So right now, there's $500 on the debit side. So we take that account number, 504, back into the journal, and that's posted. Then let's go to this one. The accumulated depreciation for delivery truck has a new kind of account number, 103.5. That will be new to you. So let's see what happens here. This is found in the asset section, actually, of the ledger. If we go to the ledger and we find delivery truck, first of all, we see that when we bought the thing, we debited $65,000. That was the value. This is account 103. Right below it is this new account called accumulated depreciation for delivery truck, and its account number is 103.5. The two go together. If delivery truck happened to be 104 account number, this would be 104.5. So they go together. But this is a contra account, which means opposite. So when we did this depreciation entry on January 31, we credited $500, and now it has a credit balance. Now, this is not like expense accounts. This will carry on as we go through the year. So at the end of February, there will be another entry that we just, similar to what we just looked at. This year is a leap year, so February 29th, and let's say this would be Journal 16, for example, page 16, and it would be the same entry. Every month is the same 500. So you see the balance now is 1,000, and we do this every month, and this balance continues to grow. So the accumulated depreciation continues to grow. So let's take this out. We're not there yet. And then we take the account number 103.5 back into the ledger. So that's the entry that we make. Once again, when we go to February, we do the same entry. Put the date, depreciation expense would be debited, accumulated depreciation would be credited, and 500 would be the amount used. And that will be done every single month. And at the end of the year, then, you can see how much that would add up to. So it should add up to $6,000 because that's our annual depreciation rate. So that's the entry that we will be dealing with. One more thing I want to show you on the financial statement that applies here. This is the balance sheet. At the end of the accounting period, which is January 31st, we make a balance sheet, and we list, among other things, we list all the assets. Cash, for example, we don't have an amount here. We don't need to at this point. Accounts receivable would be listed, all the other assets. Now, the delivery truck would be listed based on what the account shows. We did not change the delivery truck account during the month. It still says $65,000. It will continue to say $65,000. So that's put in, and we'll talk about why in a moment. But that's indicated on the balance sheet. Then this contra account, accumulated depreciation for delivery truck. And at the end of January, the account balance in this contra account is $500. So that's what's put on the balance sheet. Now, as you know, in Excel, the parentheses indicates a negative number. So that's why that is in parentheses. So then when this is subtracted from the $65,000, the net value at this point on January 31st is $64,500. At the end of February, as I indicated before, that accumulated depreciation account continues to add money, $500 every month. So at the end of February, it would be $1,000, and you can see, whoops, a negative, a minus $1,000, and you can see that the net value then is $64,000. So, but we are at the end of January, so the net value is $64,500. Now, we show both because it's important for the owners to know not only what we paid originally for this delivery truck, but what it's worth right now and how much accumulated depreciation we have on that asset. So that's important to show. So that's the crux of topic number 8. And at this point, you have some questions to answer. So let's go back to your course page.